Hello, everybody. This is VP Ma'am addressing her students on the eve of 5th September 2020, that is, on the eve of Teachers' Day. We all know that since 1962, this particular date has been marked as Teachers' Day, which is also the birthday of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. He happened to be the second president at that time. So he had his scholarship, he had his constitutional position as the first citizen of India, and his date of birth was marked as Teachers' Day. One question mark is still there because his own student, a renowned philosopher, Sri Jadunath Sinha, filed a case against his own teacher on grounds of plagiarism. And then he was compelled to go for out of the court settlement because the person against whom he filed the case was no one else but Radhakrishnan himself. So, if a student has to file a case against his teacher on grounds of plagiarism, it is very difficult to take his date of birth as Teacher's Day because a teacher does not represent his degrees, his scholarship, his publication. Above all, he represents humanity, honesty, integrity. I would like to tell you about a person who was born on the 3rd day of January in the year 1831. She was a woman, the great Savitribai Phule, who got married at the age of only 9. And she had a very helpful, strong, brave, honest, well integrated husband by her side. Together, they fought for education. Why? Because in that society, people were against female education, and Savitribai Phule happened to be that person who established the first ever girls' school in India. First ever girls' school in India in the year 1848. Every day, Savitribai went to the school for teaching, and on her way to the school, she was greeted by her neighbors. How? By rotten tomatoes, rotten eggs, or cow dung, stones, etc., etc. Yet she never stopped. She continued her teaching like a brave heart. Every day, she used to carry one extra sari with her, right? And when she reached school, she changed the stained sari and put on the fresh one. When school got over, while returning home, she again put on the stained sari and put the fresh one inside her bag. This went on day after day. Then what happened one day? A big man, stout and well built, obstructed her way and kept threatening with loud voice. The brave Savitribai stared at this man and slapped hard on his face. What happened then? All these abuses stopped to gather, right? And Savitribai, along with her husband, they had miles to go. They founded 18 more schools. They fought against untouchability. They always supported the cause of the Dalits, and they fought against casteism. They fought against discriminations on grounds of caste, creed, community, religion, everything. Everything. So, to me, 3rd January is our Teacher's Day. Truly a Teacher's Day. And that is why I always love and respect this day as a memorable day, a day to be celebrated. And my students must know 3rd January. They must get familiar with 3rd January. Another man who was born on 26 September 1820, and this is, the completion of 200 years of that man. He was Pandit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. So, the point is, Vidyasagar, look at this man. He hailed from a very poor family. He was brilliant and he fought against everything to become educated, to become a scholar of great consequence, right? He was highly respectable teacher, administrator, academician. It was he who gifted us the book Borno Porichai in the year 1855. He fought for the remarriage of the widow in the conservative Hindu society. And the act came out in 1856. And it was he who developed the modern Bengali prose. So this man was a teacher, a social reformer, and a great soul. So 26th September is the day when I would always love to celebrate Teachers' Day. Because, Teachers' Day to me is a day which mark the relationship between the teacher and students, between life, teacher, and students. Because this teacher-student relationship, this teacher-student bond is perhaps one of the most positive gifts that we have in our life. And now, at this pandemic situation, when we find that the cosmos is suffering from disease, we hold each other's hands tight and celebrate Teachers' Day. Though I would love to call it Teacher Students' Day, my Students' Day, Teacher Students' Day. And whenever we meet you on Teachers' Day, as always, we have met you face to face, this year being the exception. Anyway, whenever we have met you, we have told you only one thing: be good human beings. মানুষ হও, মানুষের মতো ব্যবহার করো. What is exactly like, মানুষ? মানুষ ঠিক কারা? এখন আবার অনেকে বলে যাদের মান আছে আর হুঁশ আছে. বেশ, that is sense of respect and alertness. Do we have that? Really? Do we have that sense of self-respect? Of course. First, you should respect yourself and you should respect others. And at the same time, you should have the alertness of what is going on around you. What is going on around you? Right? So there, what do we find? মানুষ হওয়া ভীষণ কঠিন কাজ অনেকে বলেন. But I believe my students, and I think they all are good human beings. They're all good at heart. I always feel that my students are always good at heart. And so, in spite of having a checkered career, in spite of having various ups and downs in life, I feel happy because I feel happy because I am your teacher and you are all good at heart, right? You are not going to torture anybody because of that person's class, caste, or any other reason for which he or she is not responsible, right? And if you find somebody crying out for help, you will, of course, try your best to be beside that person. That's all, right? And of course, when you are respecting yourself, that means you are standing against underestimating yourself. You should know that if you try, you can. You can reach your goal. Fix your goal. But I'm not saying that your goal must be static. There's no need for any static goal, right? জ্ঞান দিতে আজকে আমি বসিনি, আজকে একটা গল্প বলে শেষ করব. And this is the story of a very special person. This man was Hamilton Naki, a black man in apartheid South Africa, a man who never got proper space and opportunity to get school education. For 6 years only, he attended school. He was out of school due to poverty when he was only 14. From then on, he was doing the job of a grass cutter, right? And while he was doing the job as a grass cutter, even when he grew up to be a man, he was in the campus of a medical college. And there, the surgeon was operating upon a giraffe to dissect it, to find it out why nothing happens to the giraffe on health ground when it bends its neck so low to drink water. And for this complicated surgery, it was mandatory that someone should hold the giraffe by its neck for 8 hours. So Hamilton Naki was called because there was no such, uh, strong built man to do the job for 8 long hours without any rest, without any pause. This man successfully held the neck of the giraffe and the operation was done. Everybody was taken aback by the efficiency, by the integrity of this man. He was made the lab assistant. And when he was asked how he could learn so much about surgery skills, Hamilton Naki, without any hesitation, answered with a broad smile on his face. He said, I stole with my eyes. I stole with my eyes, yes. That means he visually experienced so many surgeries to take place, and he learned only from that without formally attending any class, any theoretical class or any practical class, right? Such was the gifted man, Hamilton Naki. Of course, everybody was not ready to accept him for his surgical skills. But there was a great surgeon, a white man, Christian Barnett. Dr. Christian Barnett trusted so much on this man that while doing the first ever heart transplantation in the year 1967, the first ever heart transplantation, the first ever heart transplantation, I repeat, in the year 1967, he called only Hamilton Naki, and it was kept a secret because Hamilton Naki was a man without degree, and that was apartheid South Africa. Remember that. And later on in 2008, a film was made on this journey of togetherness, Dr. Christian Barnett and Hamilton Naki. It was a fantastic film, documentary film. I can give you the link if you want. And The name of the movie was Hidden Heart, and later on, Hamilton Mackie was awarded for his surgical skill from the Medical College of Cape Town. Now, the point is, what do we gain from this bond between Christian Barnard, Dr. Christian Barnard, and Hamilton Mackie? One man, an established surgeon of repute, another man, a poor man, without formal training, without formal degree. But as long as his skill was concerned, he was matchless. This was the story I wanted to tell you today, right? And prayers for all of you for our self respect, for our ability to respect others, and prayers to remain caring, to remain loving forever. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am happy because you are there. Thank you.